Alright, what's happening guys? It's Brando Linick here. Welcome to this quick little video on how to train your Vemma distributors in a way that works, in a way that actually creates duplication in your organization without you actually being around and babysitting people, And the reason why I want to touch base on this and the reason why you're going to want to pay attention is because a lot of people in Vemma, not just in Vemma but in network marketing, but we're going to talk about Vemma here, they get started in Vemma, they start to grow an organization, they start to sponsor some people, and they think that when they sponsor a bunch of people that they're going to have this big massive residual check at the end of each month, and it's just not the case. Therefore they fail to really train their distributors in a way that actually works, in a way that actually creates results. So they go out there, they start building their Vemma business and not the way it's supposed to be built. Okay, they build it in the wrong way, and they sponsor people, okay, which is great, but they don't train them properly. So they go out there, they sponsor a lot of people, and then they just kind of babysit them because they don't want those people to quit the organization. They kind of coddle them around, and you need to have a balance. All right, you need to have a balance between producing and training your team, and I'm going to share with you how to have that balance in a way that works for you, where you're not babysitting your downline all the time. And I'll tell you, a lot of the top leaders who are making multiple six figures in Vemma, they have in their frontline personally sponsored over 100 people, okay? And they do that because they have a balance in between the two. So I'm going to throw you some concepts, I'm going to throw you some ideas really quickly here, all right? And the first thing you got to know, if you want to create a team that duplicates in a way that you can train them and you can produce at the same time, you need to understand 80% of your time needs to be allocated into sponsoring people. Building your list and sponsoring people, I don't care how you do it, it doesn't matter the technique, the strategy, you need to be connecting with people and bringing them into your Vemma business. If you're not doing that every single day, going out there and trying and attempting to do it, okay, doesn't matter if you go out there and you don't bring in anyone one day and the next day you bring in 2 people, you need to be doing it every single day. Why? Well, because when you're in Vemma, when you're just getting started, you don't have results. You need to create results. You need to create authority. You need to give people a reason to listen to you. And that's why, there's third-party upline where you can plug them in, people who have results, who brought you in, who can share with you, their story, their results, their success. But you need to be able to create duplication in your own team. And the only way that's going to work is if you go out there and you produce yourself, because they're going to do what they see you doing, all right? So if they see you bring in a bunch of people and you're just babysitting them, you're answering questions that have to do with customer service, you're answering questions that have to do with, the compensation plan, the products, all the things that the company website answers, if you're doing that and you're answering all those questions, they're going to do the same thing. And they're not going to like it. They're not going to enjoy it because they're not going to be making the money that they want to make and the reason why they got involved in the business. So, produce. 80% of your time needs to be focused on producing. Like I said, don't babysit your downline, okay? You're not going to create a downline that duplicates. It's not going to be a growing organization if you do. And that's why 19% of your time needs to be focused after that on training your team, on updating them on what's working, what's currently working, what's working for you, what's working for other people, getting other people from other parties to come in and just kind of share a little bit with your organization what's working, how it's working, to raise people's belief system, okay, that they too can go out there and get the results that they want with Vemma. So 80% of your time on sponsoring people, growing your list, connecting with people, 19% of your time on training your team, and then 1% of your time needs to be focused on the tiny little things, the details, pardon me. All right, so things you don't want to do. All right, things you don't want to do. 1%, all right? 1% of your time needs to be focused on things that you don't want to do. So if you don't want to go out there and prospect, you don't want to wander around in Walmart, find someone that you can hire, okay, and outsource it, all right? Find a way in which you don't have to do that. Find an alternative method and technique where you don't have to go out there and prospect people to build your list. Okay, look at the internet. There's a lot of ways out there that you can do this. So that's ultimately what it comes down to. As you can tell, I've allocated the majority of your time on sponsoring people and building a downline because that's the only thing that's really going to make an income for you, and that's the only thing that's going to duplicate your success and the results of people's success in your organization, 100 levels deep. So you're going to have, in a year, just imagine 10,000 people in an auditorium chanting and screaming your name, all right? So that's ultimately what it comes down to. You need to sponsor people, focus on that 80%, and then 19% of your time, training your team, updating them on what's working, what's not, and you need to do that every week, at least once a week. You need to have weekly trainings with your team, okay, and then 1% on the things that you don't want to do. All right, so hopefully that all makes sense. That's ultimately what it comes down to if you want to build a long-term, long-lasting Vemma business, okay, in a way that actually duplicates. If you want to create long-term success and results, that's how you do it. Okay, so hope this video helped. Hope it all made sense. If you have to rewind it and go back, just know it's 80% of your time focused on sponsoring people. It doesn't matter technique or strategy. Just do it. It's going to create authority. Don't worry about babysitting your downline. If they have a question about the comp plan, products, or any of that, which they don't even need to know, just know that it works. Okay, because people are getting results. Then you can send them to a company video, just send them to the company website. Okay, it's got all the answers for them there. You don't need to be wasting your time answering stupid questions, because that's ultimately what it is. And then lastly, you need to allocate 1% of your time on things you don't want to do, the tiny little details, all right, the stuff that kind of bugs you. So that's how, that's what it boils down to. That's how it works. Hope you enjoyed this video as much as I put it together for you. I've dropped an article down below to my blog if you want to check it out on how to rank up in Vemma, just a little bit more detail, how to position yourself as a leader in Vemma, how to attract people even when you have no results in your Vemma business. So you can check that out if you want. I'll drop a link down below. And my friend, I look forward to seeing you at the top. Take care.